So here was the plan. I wanted to make a video at my mother-in-law's area in Nakhon Pathom, Thailand, to show you guys how to make a clay pot chicken and rice dish cooked over flaming hot charcoal. But I knew that I needed an extra pair of hands because there's no way that I can show you how to make this really awesome, authentic dish. So the first person that came to mind that I thought would be fun to hire to be my cameraman is my little nephew, Potter. It's a brand new year and I was like thinking, you know what? Hopefully everything will go off without a hitch. Hey, what's up everyone? Thank you for joining me today. Today, we're making a Chinese clay pot rice. And my cameraman is right there. He's my new cameraman. He's actually 30 years old. He looks like he's 6 years old, but he's 30 years old. He's got the chest hair to prove it, but you know, come on man, it's inappropriate to ask to look at somebody's chest hair, right? Anyways, he's an aspiring MMA fighter and his part-time hobby is basket weaving. High five, buddy, high five. High five. I'm not gonna be a one-man Mickey Mouse operation anymore. Today, this show has a new cameraman, so I got myself a Donald Duck. High five. High five, buddy, high five. No problem. As you can see, he's looking through the equipment and he looks like he knows what he's doing, you know? I mean, look, he's holding that GoPro, it's in the right direction, so he's hired. So I see you guys outside where I got a little small table set up with a coal fire. That's what I'm gonna be using to cook this Chinese clay pot rice with chicken and mushrooms. So I see you guys outside. So here was the first problem, okay? So my little nephew, Potter, he told me that he wanted to help me hold the camera, but he backed out. I know he's just a little kid, so he's shy, so it's cool. But the show must go on, right? So, all right, so right there is my father-in-law and he's helping me start the fire. I didn't ask him to. He walked over and I guess he saw that I was having some problems starting a fire. So without asking, he just came over and helped me out. He's a really nice guy. And I think that he thinks that I couldn't start a fire even if I was standing on the surface of the sun. Okay, so here are all the ingredients for my clay pot rice. I have here my rice set up. This is 1.5 cup of rice that I washed a bunch of times to making sure that the water is clear, okay? And to the rice, I added 1 cup and 3/4 of water, which is just a perfect amount for making a Thai rice, Thai jasmine rice that is. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna marinate. The first thing I'm gonna do is marinate this chicken. So this is a tablespoon of Chinese cooking wine, a teaspoon of light soy sauce, actually a tablespoon. That was a tablespoon of light soy sauce, just a teaspoon of pure sesame oil. This is 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. It's 1 teaspoon, and that's 2. So typically, clay pot rice is not that famous in Thailand. I was wondering why for some reason, because it's really popular in like most of Southeast Asia and parts of East Asia. But there's one particular reason why that they don't really have clay pot rice in Thailand. If you remember from my last video when I talked about people love clay pot rice, is because there's a crust on the bottom of the bowl. It's in Cantonese we call it phan jiu. It's basically sort of like burned, not burned, but I would say like it's more like a caramelized rice. So it's got a really nutty, crunchy taste. It's just awesome. But anyways, in Thailand, the locals, they don't really like that burned taste. So even when they do barbecues, you'll normally see vendors that grill chicken, pork, and that kind of stuff. They will snip off the black part, which is like, you know, burnt bits of the protein. I can't really, you know, burn the bottom too much. So, you know, I'm just gonna try and make it as best as I can for them, right? All right, so now I need some garlic. Just gonna mince this. Definitely need some garlic. And the great thing about cooking outdoors is that you just throw the paper away right on the floor. Okay. And just mince up the garlic. All right, and then we add it to the plate. And same deal, just a ½ inch of ginger. All right, just add it to the chicken as well, okay? And then we mix up, whoops, almost forgot again. We need 2 teaspoons of sugar. Gotta have a little bit of the sweet sugar. Just mix it up. Get all the seasoning into the chicken. And then I need 2 tablespoons of corn flour. Corn flour is gonna give the chicken a nice, soft texture. Plus it's also gonna get mixed in with the sauces that I added in and make a sort of like this little small gravy that's gonna like drip down into the rice as it steams in the clay pot. This is gonna be good. Good. Give my hands a wash. So I'm gonna add my clay pot to the fire first and just get the cooking going. It should take about maybe like about 5 minutes before I start adding in the proteins. So in the meantime, I'm gonna get some Chinese mushrooms ready, squeeze out some of the water, take off the stem because it's chewy and nasty, and just cut it up into some bite-sized chunks. Right here I have about 4 medium-sized Chinese mushrooms, which I soaked in hot water just to reconstitute it. And now some Chinese sausage. Just gonna cut these into large diagonal shapes. As always, you want to use a nice fatty Chinese sausage. You don't want to use anything that's too lean because you want the fat of the lapcheung to go right into the rice as it cooks up. I think I need more space. I'm also going to need some spring onions, which I'm going to add at the end. Just chop it up, rough chop. And then some chilies. These are optional. I'm going to use some Thai chilies, but if you can't stand the heat, don't use small Thai chilies. Use the larger ones. Because the general rule of thumb is the smaller the chili is, the spicier it is. The larger it is, less spicy. So that's a simple rule for you to remember if you're cautious about eating spicy foods. So let me just check on the rice. So the rice is slowly boiling away. All right. So I mentioned in my last video, these types of clay pots, they are very traditional and just basically ancient technology. They're rarely used today because most of us have gas range stoves today, right? Instead of charcoal. Now the thing is that these kind of clay pots, they're actually more ideal for cooking over coal because the coal as it cooks has this distinct flavor, right? And that distinct flavor permeates inside the bowl because clay pots are they're porous. So it's a very, very good way of getting some, some kind of like extra taste into the bowl as it mixes in with the rice and all the other ingredients. You get this little nice smoky flavor. But the thing about cooking with Chinese clay pots or any other clay pots out there is that even though they look durable and sturdy, if there's no water inside this pot, meaning if the rice gets cooked dry, you're gonna run the risk of cracking your pot and then you would have to buy a new one. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't want to use it anymore. Here in Thailand, one of these pots cost about $5 US. It probably costs more somewhere else if you're ordering it. But for me, I always tell people, if you want to learn how to cook traditional Chinese food, get a clay pot. Because for one thing, these teach you to be kind of vigilant when you're cooking. You can't just leave the pot alone and let the fire do all the work. You yourself as a cook have to be there to oversee that your dish comes out correct, right? Okay, I might have been talking too much. My rice is actually sort of almost overcooked. I'm gonna stick my chicken right in first, because usually you would want to see some water boiling on the sides of the rice. But it should be okay. My coal fire is sort of low right now, so my pot should be okay. Chuck in the lapchungs. And the Chinese mushrooms. And right at this point, I'm gonna drizzle in just a little bit of sesame oil. Gonna close the pot up and just let that cook for about 5 minutes. Right now, my fire is sort of like on a low heat, so it should be okay. So just 5 minutes and everything inside should be cooked up. By the way, this is the first time that I'm ever cooking my clay pot over a hot coal, so we're gonna see how it turns out. Meanwhile, why not make some sauce, right? So here is 1 teaspoon of light soy sauce, 1/4 teaspoon of Chinese black vinegar. You can also use white vinegar or rice vinegar. This is 2 teaspoons of sweet soy sauce. And a teaspoon of pure sesame oil. And then we just mix it up. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see how it looks. Check that out, man. It looks so good. Smells so good too. Put this down. Oh, pick up my, oh, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Oh, it's heavy. Oh. Put it down on the board. Oh, check that out. While it's still steaming away, I'm gonna drop in the green onions and the chilies. I'm gonna give the sauce a mix. Just drop it in. Just drop it in there. Oh, you can hear it sizzling. Whoa. This is gonna be good. I know it. Look at all the steam come out. You know. So I'm gonna, it's not good. I heard a pop somewhere. That's not good. All right, so after a few more minutes of steaming with my sauces, I'm gonna lift up the lid and take a look. Check that out. Whoa, hey, that's so good. I would love to like just bite into it right now, but I know I'm gonna like really burn my mouth, so I lied. I can't wait. Wow. I always say the rice, to me, in clay pot rice, is the main ingredient. And I'm not kidding. You can just eat the rice. Gonna dig into a chicken. Oh, it's hot. Wow. Some chicken. Let me dig into my Chinese sausage and some rice. Some lap cheung, some rice. Can never go wrong, man. So it's actually quite nice to be out here enjoying the food here and, you know, the environment. I'll check it out next time. So this is really fun. If you guys want to check out more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care and goodbye.